Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Just tell my friends that I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
All right, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, since 1969. We have been educating the children of Israel who are blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. And the education has been in the Bible about God and life. And today's class, I'll put it up on the screen. Today's class is called Is White Ice Colder? All right. Is white ice colder? And I'm gonna explain what that means. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure we're good with everything we got going on as far as the feed and everything. For those of you who are in the chat, if you can just let me know if we are good to go. All right. So, Is White Ice Colder is the title of this class. All right. And the phrase comes from internalized racism. That's what the phrase comes from. And the Nolan Wells situation shows that there is a lot of internalized racism among us, to where we would trust a different nation of people, a different race of people with our children and think they would come home safe. All right. So is white ice colder? That title comes from the phrase, the white man's ice is colder. All right. And I'll read what it actually means. The phrase actually originated as the cultural idiom, the white man's ice is colder, which is a socio-political metaphor rather than a literal statement about temperature. It stems from African-American vernacular and social commentary to describe internalized racism, a phenomenon where marginalized groups subconsciously perceive goods, services, or leadership provided by white people or white-owned institutions to be inherently superior or more reliable than those created by Black people. You have black athletes who on their platform have said they are proud because their wife is white. You have black athletes that will say that Martin Luther King's dream came to fruition when they got to marry a white woman. In their mind, white ice is colder. The white woman is better than the black woman in their mind. And if you reverse it, now I see sisters saying the same thing. All right. And that is from the slavery that we went through. That is from what we experienced in Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and read that for us just very briefly. So Deuteronomy 28 and 68 is the slavery we went through that lowered our self-esteem. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. When we went into chattel slavery on those slave ships, that was another time where black people were brought low. That was another time where we were put in a situation, in a predicament to where we lost everything. And then another nation's people were looked at as better. I'll continue. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. If our home is ripped away and we are in the land of our oppressor, we're subservient to our oppressor, no matter how you think about it, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you cut it. That's just the truth of the matter. All right. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondwomen, for slave men, Salakia, bondmen, and for bondwomen, slave women, and no man shall redeem you. We believe white ice is colder, even though a white person has not redeemed us, even though that image of a white Christ has been seared in our head, further making us think that white ice is colder. We haven't been redeemed by our oppressor. Young man, if you could hold John 11 and 32 for me real quick. I'm going to show how our leaders have played a part. Just hold it for me. I'm going to show how our leaders have played a part in the lowering of our self-esteem, in the thinking that we have a better opportunity in the white man's world. All right. But first, let me read something. Oppression and slavery lower self-esteem through internalized oppression mechanisms like internalized racism, vacant esteem, and systemic dehumanization. Historical chattel slavery and ongoing racial oppression systemically erode personal and collective worth by forcing marginalized groups to absorb the biased values of a dominant society. That's what we're in right now. A lot of people, as smart as these big head Negroes pretend to be, don't realize that that is the predicament that we are in. It says historic chattel slavery and ongoing racial oppression. So till this day, these aren't my words. This source is backed up by PubMed Central. This is the source. These aren't my words. It is a free digital archive providing complete full text, and you can access peer-reviewed biomedical and life science research. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear how you feel. At this point in my life, I want the truth. That's why I am in ISUPK. I want to know why during Christianity, it's all right for black people to think white ice is colder. I want to know why a black man will get on a stage knowing everything his people have went through, and will make a statement that he is glad we went through slavery so we could be brought closer to God. When these scriptures don't come from the ancestors of Europeans, the forefathers of Europeans, their gods were different. Their gods were Jupiter. Their gods were Hercules. Their gods were Saturn. and they have nothing to do with the creation of the Lord's work. The Lord created this work. The Lord is the one who had scribes write it down. We didn't have to go through slavery to come closer to the Lord. We went through slavery because we left the Lord, because we broke a covenant. And now, not only has our position on this earth been brought low, our spirit has been brought low, but our self-esteem is so low that a phrase like white ice is colder is still seared in the brains of our people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans believe that we are lower without even saying it by their actions. Somebody like Officer Tatum, who raccoons every opportunity that he gets for his oppressor, is just proof that we still go through low self-esteem. I'm gonna keep reading. All right. Let me see. What should I hold? Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something real quick. All right. Well, let me just check. Bear with me for one moment. I just want to check and make sure that we're good to go. All right, we good. Just had to check the sound. All right. The leaders and famous people are not going to tell you the truth because their position will be lost. They'll lose money. Streamers, influencers, actors, rappers, political figures of our people, Black people, Hispanic people, they're not going to tell you the truth how marginalized we are. You literally will have the daughter and the sons of oppressors writing these research papers, knowing what we went through. They'll bring it out on Pub Media. They'll bring it out at different universities like Harvard and other schools like, I believe, Brown and other prestigious schools where we don't read this literature. We don't read their peer-reviewed research. So we'll be hard pressed to learn actually what is happening to our people and why we have such low self-esteem. Why somebody can get Sexy Red to go up on stage or go in a video and do the disgusting things that she does. How they can get a Black actor to portray a criminal day in and day out. Because our leaders, our actors, the famous of us, the stars of our people, don't want to lose their riches and their position. They don't want to feel low like us. If they have to be a nigger and one in poverty, they'll sell us up the river to get out of that position. That's just the way it is. There's no moral compass at this time with a lot of our people who are in a position to get on a platform and speak the truth. That's why it's our job in the ISUPK. Ace, you can start at John Salakia. Young man, you can start at John 11:32. Baba Kashan.
The book of John, chapter 11, verse 32.
Right.
Then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him.
So, this is something that Christ wrote down, and this is in John. So you can even see back then what we're getting at as far as our leaders. Keep reading.
Verse Sluggy. Lord, if thou hast Sluggy, what's that word?
Let me get there with. If thou hadst been here, if you had been here, read.
My brother had not died.
My brother would not have died. Christ was out doing missions and someone died. Christ was out doing the work. Christ was doing the opposite of what our leaders do today in the world. And in the course of that, someone died. That Mary believes Christ could have saved had he been there. Let's read.
Verse 33. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit, and he was troubled.
Christ had compassion over his people. Christ saw the hurt that Mary was going through and the other Jews were going through. And that touched Christ's heart to where he was able to show compassion that we need to be able to show to each other. I watched a stream the other day with Kai Cenat, and I never really get to see lives with streamers. I never actually seen their lives in real time. Like it never really happens to where I see it because I'm a little bit older. I don't really know how to do that. Maybe my son knows how to watch streams, in real time. Who do you watch? You watch that guy that made an anime book or something, right? Yeah. Corey Kenshin. My son, he knows how to do that stuff because he's younger. He's a little bit more hip. He's even able to help, my niece who's going to college, get her stuff straight on her computer, with her browser. Because he's always on computers when we allow him to have that time. Otherwise, he got to touch grass. He got to go outside. He has to go out. Touch grass means go outside and play.
I know. But
he has to touch grass because I grew up, he can't drink water out the faucet no more because the oppressor has poisoned our water system. But my son got to be outside and know what it's like to actually be a child that just doesn't have something, in their face all day that's a screen. But nevertheless, he has figured out how to be savvy. But I'm not so savvy because I don't get to see streams. But I saw a stream with Kai Cenat, and Kai Cenat was a little bit rude to the people on the stream. He was on an app with a monkey, and it was like a purple background, and they were hyped to see him. But sometimes he would just, next them or whatever it's called. And eventually I just got off. I normally see, like, if I'm on Instagram flipping through stuff, I'll normally see a clip of a stream. But I finally watched one. I didn't really like what I saw. All right. We have to have compassion and a little bit more, soft-heartedness with our people. We don't need to have a hard heart just because we have money and we look down on people and we get famous. And we think that the people around us, the multitude, are just ants to be walked over and utilized. It's not how we should operate because Christ had a different spirit on him. You can start from the top because I had your mic off, Salakia.
From 33?
32.
Gone. The book of John, chapter 11, verse 32. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died.
Right. 33.
Verse 33. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit.
He was vexed. When I see my family members going through stuff, when I see my brothers going through stuff, it vexes my spirit because I have compassion on my people. Even if it's somebody who is a drug abuser and they're going through something. When I see brothers and sisters leaning on the street near Kensington and Allegheny, that vexes my spirit. But those of us who have hard hearts that don't want to lose their place would rather sell drugs to our people. Continue.
Come on. He groaned in the spirit and was troubled. Verse 34. And said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Verse 35. Jesus wept. Verse 36. Then said the Jews, Behold, how he loved him.
The Jews knew that he loved them because of how he wept. Right? And I believe this is Lazarus. But I digress. Keep reading. We'll get to it.
Come on. Verse 37. And some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not have died?
They're like, man, if he was here, couldn't he have made sure he didn't pass away? That's the question. That would have been a miracle. A lot of what our people do is miraculous. A lot of what our people do is a feat of nature. It is amazing. The inventions, the things that come out of our minds, the words we say, the poetry, the music. It's amazing. The Jews are here and they see this. They see Christ doing these different things, but some of them are not impressed with it. They would rather be like the Romans that rule over them. And we'll get to see that. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but that's how it is for us. There is nothing that Black people should continue to have to do to impress each other. We should be able to love each other and not think that the white ice is colder. That's what the Sadducees and Pharisees think. That's what they believe. Let's read.
Come on. Verse 38. Jesus therefore again, groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Verse 39. Jesus said, take ye away the stone.
Christ said, move that stone. Let me get to him. Let's read.
Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto the Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he hath been dead for 4 days.
He's so dead, he's starting to rot. It's not just brain dead.
Verse 40.
Hold on. Modern science would not have been able to bring him back. There's no such thing as Frankenstein, at least to my knowledge. Maybe the oppressor can bring your body back without your spirit and you can walk around like a zombie. I don't know. But this is 4 days in. 4 days in. The body is starting to decompose. Let's read.
Come on. Verse 40. Jesus saith unto her, said I not unto thee that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldst
see the glory of God. I know this old English tripping you up. It's all good. You good with computers, but the old English, that's what you got to work on. No sweat. Read it one more time. Let's get it. See if you can get it sharp. Come on.
Verse 40. Jesus saith unto her, said I not unto thee that if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God?
We don't really believe in God because we don't even know how his son looked, because we have been given a image to perpetrate a fraud. We don't believe in God. We don't believe in each other, but we have to start believing and having faith on Christ, on God, and one another. We have to start changing. Once we get that morality of the morality that God wants us to have with the laws, the statutes, and commandments, man, we can start to believe and trust each other. We don't need other nations to do anything. We won't need 4 wings and fried rice from the Asians. We won't need to go to different stores and shop at places that follow us around, even when we're not committing crimes. We won't get shot for water, for orange juice. Our leaders should not keep having us subjected to this just because we think that something is better and grass is greener on the other side, when it's not. It's death on the other side. Nolan Wells's family is wondering what happened to their son. And when I put myself in that position, I can't imagine sending my son off, him being an athlete, him being a great student, and being lost, his life being lost. And the very people who we entrusted him with can't get their story straight. They're lawyering up. The coons are coming out of the woodwork and defending the boys. And the coons aren't trying to get to the bottom of why their brother is gone. They're trying to validate the fact that the oppressor is innocent. When I can't see coming home somewhere and the oppressor or so like I can't see, coming home somewhere without my friends. Because even in a world, I put myself in danger for my friends. Even in a world, I had friends that we needed to get out of a situation. They didn't run fast enough, and I had to stay with them. And whatever happened had to happen. Whatever. And these are friends in the world. Friends that I have that get on my damn nerves till this day. But I can't leave them because that's what a real friend is. But when you have friends that are not your friends and their forefathers were your forefathers' enemies, things get a little tricky. The scriptures say never trust your enemy. I'm paraphrasing. Because eventually your enemy is going to show their true colors. Like iron, they're going to show their rust. I'm paraphrasing. Young man, let's read.
Verse 40, verse 41. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid.
Right.
And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. Verse 42. And I knew that thou hearest me always.
Right.
But because of the people which I stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. Verse 43. And when thus had spoken, he cried forth with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth.
Lazarus, come forth. Christ is letting you know that he has faith. Christ is letting you know that he believes in God, as should you. We have to have some type of camaraderie when it comes to coming together under one banner. For Christ the King, for our God, the God of the Bible, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together. I'm going to paraphrase again. O nation not desired. We can't just be alone all the time with these people. I may have told this story before, but I had a friend of mine that's in the world call me one day. It's just him by himself. He's a brother, but he's around all oppressors going to a party. And he calls me and says, hey, I'm about to send you my address. Salakia, I'm about to send you an address where I'm at. I'm at we call, like, where we from? We call it a white party. If it's all just the oppressor there, it's a white party. I'm about to be at a white party, not like what you wear, but the people you're around. He felt uneasy and unsafe. He has white friends, but in that moment, he's like, I'm gonna send you my address just in case I gotta call you and you gotta get to me. You shouldn't be in no situation like that, brother. At all. Because I'm not putting my son in that situation. I'm not putting myself in that situation. Because I've learned. Commanding General Yohana was a brother enough to keep UPK alive. And now I get to learn. Now I get to save my son. Now I don't think that white ice is colder. It's ice. If my people are freezing water, I can get it from them to cool my drinks. My self-esteem is not low. I don't have a slave mind. How much longer are we going to be homeborn slaves? How much longer? I hope not much longer. Let's read. Verse 43. You're going to start at verse 44. I'll reread verse 43. And when thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. Verse 44.
Verse 44. And he said, that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave cloths, and his face was bound about with a napkin.
Oh my goodness. Christ literally called somebody from the dead, and like a mummy, He walked forward. Keep reading.
Gone. Jesus saith unto them, Loose him and let him go.
Man, unbind him. Get the wraps off of him so he can move around. He's alive. Read.
Verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed in him.
Man, it was a miracle. We do miracles in this place every day by just surviving and not going crazy, because the objective is to destroy our people. It is systemic. It is systematic. The people that are in charge, the rulers of this world, have made it their mission to destroy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Otherwise, we would flourish. But I don't believe there's any other people who could lose their language, that could lose their identity, that could be oppressed and put in slavery and do anything close to what we have done, because we are the children of God. So I don't think that white ice is colder. I would be subject to believe that black ice is colder, because there is a spirit on us that has not been completely shattered. Even though you see us on the streets doing a dope head lean, even though our people are ODing on fentanyl, even though our people are going to jail in droves, even though they've taken fathers out of the home, I'd rather believe black ice is colder, because look at everything we've been able to survive and do. Look at us. As a people, we've done amazing things. Inventions, Salakia, literature, music. By leaps and bounds, we've surpassed many people in the condition that we're in. Imagine if we were let alone. Let's read.
Come on. Verse 45. Verse 46. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees.
Now, Salakia, let me read that part for you one more time. Verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did, the miracle of bringing somebody back to life. Go ahead.
Salakia, I read that already.
No, I'm reading it again because I want you to read 46. And had seen the things which Jesus did. Man, Christ brought a man back from the dead. And the dead of us in the spirit are going to rise as well, like we are in the UPK. We are going to see us that are spiritually dead rise again. Man, don't think white ice is colder. Don't think this. Don't think this. It shouldn't even be a question, but it's not a question. It's a statement. White ice is colder in their minds, which is ridiculous. But verse 46.
Come on.
Because we're going to verse 48. We got two more verses, and then I'll move on.
Come on. Verse 46. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. Verse 45.
Man, they saw a miracle. No, you good. They saw a miracle. Man, I see the strength of black people every single day. Especially when Black Watch, the general show, especially when he highlights, us doing something great, like a young black man or Salakia, a young man, a young brother disarming a child that was at school with a gun. That's a miracle. It's a miracle in itself because it's a physical feat, but mentally, a lot of us are caught up in gang culture because of music. A lot of us are caught up in, thinking guns are a way to solve problems because of oppression, because of movies. But there was a miracle that took place. This young man disarmed that man, or Salakia, disarmed that other child. And that's a miracle. Let's read.
Verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees.
So the Pharisees are the leaders. The Pharisees are the people who today's time would be pastors, influential people in the Christian church. I'll even throw rappers in there. They see the miracles that Black people are doing. They see it. They see the good that ISUPK is doing. And then what do? Let's read verse 47. Verse 47.
Come on. Verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, What do we, Salakia, what do we for this man?
No, Salakia. That's the question mark is there. Let me, I'll read it for you real quick so you can see.
What do we?
I got you. The book of John, chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, What do we? Like, what should we do? What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. He's doing good things. He's doing good things. And he's feeding people. He's raising people from the dead. He's making the blind see, the deaf hear. He's raising the spirits of the people in a time where they are in subjection, in a time to where they're in oppression. And our leaders are in cahoots with the Romans, like our leaders are in cahoots with Britain, with America, with Russia. Let's read verse 48.
Come on. Verse 48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe.
No, I believe.
All men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Man, he said, if we leave him alone and let him just do what he's doing, there's not going to be a place for us in this kingdom, because they're going to take that place away, because we're not the buffer between the people and the master. That's a problem. That's why in our minds, white ice is colder. That's why, because our leaders aren't telling us anything different. They're showing us something that is a complete lie. And our leaders are more worried about losing their place, even though they see we can do good, even though they see we're a great people. They're more worried about keeping their money and their status and being a hand-fed dog to the oppressor than helping us get out of oppression. But you know what that does? That lets a few live and a mass amount die and be imprisoned, be on drugs, be without instead of being with. All right. Let me get Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23. Leviticus 20 and 23. Repeat it so you can remember it.
20 and 23.
Yes, Leviticus 20 and 23. I'm gonna play something for y'all while the young man gets the verse.
Slacky, I have it.
You have it? No sweat. I still want to play something.
Go.
Still want to play something. Because we don't have a place no matter what we do. We don't have a place in the military as equals. We don't have a place in their neighborhoods as equals, in the workforce. We don't have a place here. This is not our final rest. You can't build up your riches here in America. It's going to be destroyed, and you'll never be able to receive the true value of what you are. Ever. Ever. All right. Let's play it.
And they misuse us because we can't get back home. But you know, we are the black people.
This is Vietnam, 1970, and I believe they'll tell us whether they're Army or Marines. But let's hear what their experience is in the 70s. This isn't the 60s. It's not the 50s. It's not the 40s. Black man's supposed to be free in America. How are you fighting for your oppressor, but you're still being treated like dog crap? You still can't have your natural hair. That's happening in the military today. You don't have a place here. Don't believe black politicians and preachers. They're fighting for their place. They're being selfish.
So how is somebody gonna tell us how we supposed to sport our clothes? You know, this is what this is what we're talking about. They don't want us to get a power here. It's nothing but a greeting. That's all. They said the afro was legal. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
That's what they said. It was legal. We can sport an afro. All right. If the brothers go out and line up their fro real nice, it's looking good. It's neat and it's presentable. This is all that's necessary. But it's not by Marine Code regulation, which when the regulations were written, we weren't in mind anyway. But they want us to wear skinhead, what they call it, high and tight. High and tight. It's not my culture. Am I right or wrong? They come over here, a Vietnamese girl. She called me a nigga. A nigga, a Vietnamese girl. I know it's
You over there in a different country. Till this day, I see that streamer. I show speed going to different countries and being called a nigger till this day by people that we're going over for our oppressor to fight. And they know that word and they treat us like this because how our oppressor has betrayed us to even their enemies. Come on, man. Come on.
It's not part of their language. Can't nobody tell me that's part of their language. See, we go over here, we fight. Okay, we fight to defend the water we drink, the land we grow our food on, and our way of culture. We also fight to protect Rockefeller's foundations. We fight to protect J.P. Kennedy's foundation, all these different kind of foundations that the black man can't partake of, you understand? And then we go back, we're continuously harassed. It's not necessary. This ain't what we heard. This is what we know.
Now, just like you said, these Oriental people don't know where the word nigga came from or nothing. They have to learn how to speak it. The first time I come over here, I goes out in the Ville, I falls into one of these places, and I'm thrown out because I'm black, you know? Because I'm black. They don't like us. They say, we start trouble. Now, who done put this stuff in their mind? You know what I mean? The beasts came over here and brainwashed these people.
And we've been stripped of our cultures and heritage.
And they don't want us to pick it back up. See, they tell us for all these years.
Let me pause this real quick so I can read something for y'all. You can use the internet to research and find out almost anything. You can get on the internet and be a resident idiot or a resident expert, depending on what it is you want to find out. The Bible is hard. You got to come here to ISUBK to learn it. But certain concepts, certain truths of the world, you can find out through research, like we mentioned earlier. He said that they were being called nigger in Vietnam by the Vietnamese women because of what the oppressor taught Vietnam. I asked a question earlier before we started class to the AI overview on Google. I said, has the image of blacks being portrayed as criminals and degenerates played a part in black people's low self-esteem? All right. It says, yes, the persistent portrayal of black individuals as criminals and degenerates has played a documented role in lowered self-esteem, self-doubt, and internalized racism within black communities. Social scientists, psychologists, and historians note that the repeated exposure to these negative media archetypes fosters psychological distress, demoralization, and adverse mental outcomes. So not only is this causing an issue internally with us, but how we're being portrayed causes an issue with how people outside of white people view us. The Asians, the Africans, everybody views us in a certain type of way because what our oppressor has done. So hell, white ice is even colder in Vietnam. Let's keep playing. It's only a couple seconds left.
Look here, our brother don't worry. Because if one brother ain't got it, then ain't none of the brothers got it. Right. If one of them is got it, then all of us got it. This way it's been and this way it's gonna be. See? So if one of us ain't got freedom, ain't none of us got freedom. They get us over here.
This brother, even back then, without him knowing everything about black people, without him knowing the struggles or Salakia, without him knowing the truth of who we are, us being the children of Israel, he was trying to raise black people's self-esteem. Soul brother, they calling them. They calling our people soul brothers because we got a different type of spirit. We the salt of the earth. We have a living soul inside us that the Lord created. And I pray more black people can see it and not see the people that rule over us in wickedness as something greater than us. And there was something I almost forgot. I love to read this verse because it helps you understand. It helps you understand. An angel of light. And there was a movie. I might mention it. I might not. All right, let me see. Because I know this movie steal a lot from the Bible. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14. If they can make us look bad, they can make themselves look great. The news, the media, movies, they can portray us as criminals, and they can portray Tom Cruise as Top Gun. But we have to be Nino Brown. We got to be well, what's that movie with Denzel? It doesn't come to mind right now. What it is, Training Day. We have to play that. But the oppressor gets to be the hero, the white knight in shining armor. All right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. All right. Let me get to 15. Matter of fact, let me go to the whole chapter. Let me see. Do I want to read 13? This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 13. I'm going to read up a little bit above. For such are false prophets, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostle of Christ. Our leaders aren't actually the apostles of Christ because they don't follow what Christ says. Joel Osteen is not. He's not an apostle of Christ. Verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. The workers of the satanic things that happen in this world seem to be like good people. They've been transformed into angels of light in the people's minds and eyes. Verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. Eventually they'll get what they deserve. But right now, we feel like the oppressor is a great thing to be. That's why we have people like Officer Tatum wanting to cap for them every single time. All right. Ace, let's get Leviticus 20 and 23. Let's read it.
The book of Leviticus.
Hold on. Start from the top. I had you muted.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 23.
Right.
And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food,
right,
then ye shall count the fruit thereof.
Hold on. Did I give you the wrong verse? I don't know if that's the right thing. Let me see.
Erslakin, no. I'm on 19, my fault.
No sweat.
You said 23, correct?
No. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation,
right,
which I cast out before you.
Right. At first, the Lord was having us defeat our enemies. We weren't always in slavery. We've went through a lot of different captivities, a lot of them. But there was a time where the Lord was letting us defeat our enemies. But the Lord is telling us, don't be like the people that I'm casting out before you. They're not my children. They're evil. And we can see now that we made a grave mistake by trying to be like the heathen, because we are seen, viewed, and portrayed as the worst thing in this world. I start to see why brothers and sisters think that they should go get a white wife. They should go get a white husband. I'm starting to see. I was trying to understand it, but I see the way they're being portrayed versus us. Columbus was being portrayed as a hero, somebody that discovered the new world, somebody that was able to conquer savages, when that's the farthest thing from the truth. Those people were civilized. A lot of those Native Americans followed what was perceived as the Levitical law. They were found with Hebrew. And what did Christopher Columbus do? He slaughtered them. That's what he did. Christopher Columbus slaughtered those people. All right, keep reading.
Come on. Verse from the top, or you want me to continue?
No, continue.
Come on. Which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I have abhorred them. Verse 24.
No, that's it. You can stop there.
Come on.
Look in your apocrypha that I handed you. Go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 10. All right. A lot of black people think that if they live the life of our oppressor, if they suit up and military gear, or they become an officer and wear a badge, they'll be respected. They're doing the right thing. But that's not the truth. All right. That's not the truth. Let me see. I want to show y'all something.
Slack chapter 1 and 10.
1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 10. Yes. Let me see if I can find the brother's name. All right. So there was a man that was charged and arrested for death threats to a Delaware County sheriff whose name is Sadiq Kamara. All right. And let me see. I don't know if Sadiq Kamara is a brother or not, but he looks like a black person. And he was threatened. But let me he might, I don't know if he's a brother or not. I don't know if he's not, but the simple fact that he has black skin, that rubs the oppressor the wrong way. Let me see. Let me look at the name origin. All right, let me see. All right, no, so he's probably West African from Sierra Leone or Liberia. But nevertheless, let's see what an example of what's like when you try to join with the oppressor, how they view you, what they want.
I'm going to hunt you. I'm going to hunt you like you go hunting in Alaska. I'm going to find your trail. Yeah, I'm going to snipe you when you...
Man, listen. This is some of the most weirdest, disgusting whispering I've ever heard. He said, I'm going to hunt your trail. We know Esau was a hunter. We know that he lived by the sword. He's upset about something. He's upset about this man being in that position, which he hasn't earned. And he wants to kill this African because he's in this position.
He's expected. And I'm going to force feed you your intestines. Death to Islam. I will find you. I know where you are. You're an amateur. You sold your tail. I will find you. I will break you.
Listen, man, don't go thinking that you're going to be rewarded by all the oppressors, because when you do get awards and accolades as an officer or a military person, they're just going to find a way to try to strip you of it. They're going to wait for one small mistake and they're going to take it away from you, and they're going to promote their brother because you are not them. Stop trying to be like the heathen. The grass ain't greener on the other side, and white ice is not colder. You got 1 Maccabees 1 and 10? Let's read it.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
All right, so hold on. We talked about, so when we read Christ, when we read about Christ raising Lazarus from the dead, Our people wanted to be with the Romans. So our leaders wanted to be with the Romans. They thought white ice was colder. The Pharisees wanted to have a place. Now this is before that time. This is in Greece with the Maccabee or Salakia. This is the Greek oppression. But let's read.
Antiochus.
Mhm.
Antiochus, surnamed
Epiphanes.
Epiphanes.
You sure you on
Verse 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No sweat. Keep reading. The water.
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king who had been a hostage at Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many.
So there were leaders. There were influencers. We got influencers online right now. We got influencers now to get you to say kumbaya, and they don't speak against the atrocities that happen against us. I don't see influencers talking about police brutality. They're influencing us to chase money. They're influencing us to just drink and be whoremongers and whores, to go after the way of the heathen, the ways that the Lord told us not to go after. These ways are lowering our self-esteem and causing us to be further in a mental and physical captivity. Let's read.
Verse 11. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Man, listen. The Lord told us not to do this. And these wicked bastards are saying, let's go do what the heathen's doing. We got to stop listening to these leaders that lead us in the wrong way. If the Lord says don't eat something, don't eat it. If the Lord says don't give your sons and your daughters to another people, don't do it. And don't be mad at us for saying it. Go to the Lord and try to get an answer and inquire why he would say something like that. And maybe a brother from the ISUPK will read what Solomon went through when he did it. Right? Maybe the brothers will show you that there were brothers back in the day that went unto death not to eat what the Lord said not to eat, who didn't decide to have a heathenistic mindset and uncircumcise themselves and break a covenant with the actual God to be like people that were supposed to rule over. And then in 2026, man, we think white ice is colder. This should piss you off, that you are the lowest thing on the totem pole and you got to tap dance and shuck and jive for somebody who hates you. Let's read.
Go on. Let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
He's like, man, since we left, the leaders don't got as much money no more. They don't have as much influence. The leaders want private jets. They want Gucci. They want Fendi. The famous of us want Richard Mille watches. To hell with making sure you even have cup of noodles in your cabinet. To hell with it. They're selfish. They want for them, not for you. They want to listen to man and appease man, not God. Let's read.
Verse 12.
And read that part one more time. Where it says, let's do the way of the heathen.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us make a covenant with the heathen. Oh my God. Leviticus 18:3. after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. This was said before the time of the Maccabees. They know damn well they're doing wrong, but they're selfish. And they're selling our people up the river in the past as they do today. TD Jakes, he knows better, but he knows money. He knows comfort. And in his mind, it's better to live as a king in hell than a servant in heaven. Let's read.
Go on. From verse 12, correct?
Yep.
Go on. Verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
Man, they like this type of wickedness. This little plan that they conjured, man, man, I love it. In their heart, the wickedness of their heart, they loved it. Let's read.
Verse 13. Then certain people were so forward. Slacky, Heron?
Say it again.
Heron?
Should be herein. Let me see. Then certain people, Slacky, then certain of the people were so forward herein, like at this time, around here, read.
That they went to the king.
Good night.
Gave them license to do.
Man, our pastors go to politicians. Our politicians go and get money from AIPAC, just like they went to the king back then. Let's read.
Who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Man, what in the hell is going on? We got to keep repeating this. We got to keep following people that do this. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. Man,
let me read y'all something. Let me read y'all something. Read that one more time.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
A place of exercise according to the customs of the heathen. You know what the heathen was doing around that time? They were getting booty butt naked and then exercising. Ancient Greek men trained, exercised, and competed completely naked in public games at the gymnasium in ancient Greece. Man, what? Yo, these sellouts are whores for the oppressor. These fools broke a covenant with a living God. And they hadn't even lost their heritage yet. They knew who they were. This is shameful. And a lot of our pastors, they're starting to make the connection. But they don't give a damn. They rather be naked whores instead of doing what they're supposed to be doing. Keep reading.
Verse 15.
Right.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
Right.
And forsook the holy covenant.
How can you? Okay, you know what the circumcision is, right? What's the circumcision?
It's where you cut off a certain part of your member.
Right. It's where they cut off the part because it's a covenant with God. But how do you think they made themselves uncircumcised? Because you can't go back and get the part that was cut off when you were 8 years old and just reattach it. It's not a Lego piece. That ain't how it worked. How you think that happened? Tell me, I'm asking. It's not rhetorical.
Salakia.
If you don't know, just say you don't know.
No,
We're going to read. How do you make yourself uncircumcised?
If I'm correct, they took another man.
Oh, no. You getting crazy on the mic right now. That's crazy. No, that's not what they did. Let's go to it. All right. I'll read it for you because matter of fact, hold what you got in Maccabees,
Come.
and then go to Deuteronomy 30 and verse 1. We getting ready to wrap it up after I explain this, because what we're doing is spiritually removes us from the Most High, trying to be like the heathen, trying to be their friends, trying to, be apart from our own.
Sluggy, I got it.
You got it? Let's read.
The book of Deuteronomy.
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 One more time. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. Got it.
Deuteronomy.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse,
Right.
which I have set before thee.
They in the curse right now because they are subjects to the Greek. They are in Greek captivity. At this time, or around this time, if you circumcised your child at a certain point in Greek rule, they would unalive the child and the mother. These oppressors were aliving us for even professing ourselves as a Jew, for following the customs. And at a certain point, they were like, yo, let's get back into it. Let's get butt naked and exercise with them, which is insane. Let's read.
Come. From the top or continue?
Mm-mm.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
Right.
Whither the Lord thy God has driven thee. Verse 2. And shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
If we had just listened and didn't listen to those false leaders, those apostles that pretended that they were about the work of Christ, or the people who were supposed to be our leaders, the wicked men, if we had listened, the Lord would have turned away the captivity of Greece and Rome, even America. Let's read.
Go on. And Slakia, you want me to read it from there?
What verse are you at?
I'm at verse 3.
Let me see. Let's read verse 5.
Gone. And the Lord thy God will bring into the land which thy fathers possessed.
Right. We'll no longer be in the land that is being possessed by oppressors.
And thou shalt possess it.
Mm-hmm.
And he will do thee good.
Right. The Lord will do good and multiply thee above thy fathers. He's going to give us even more than our fathers had. This is a verse that's going to answer your question. Verse 6.
Verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart.
Right. That's what it means. This is something that is, the heart is talking about the mind, right? The circumcision is being on one accord with the Lord. The circumcision is following what the Lord wants you to do. Being in that covenant. You become uncircumcised once you no longer follow the Lord and you break that covenant. Once your mind is elsewhere, once your heart is elsewhere, once your heart is with the heathen. Keep reading.
Gone. And he will do thee good and multiply thee far above others.
Right.
And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart.
Right.
And the Lord, Slakia, in the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart.
This is even in the Old Testament about being uncircumcised or circumcised of the heart. This isn't a new concept, because some people think it's just it just comes from the New Testament, but it's in the Apocrypha. It's in the New Testament. We need to be circumcised in the heart and have an understanding and love for our people. We need to understand that we are superior. We are the people that God gave the earth to. We need to stop cooning for the oppressor. It has to stop. You can go back to First Maccabees, and you're on verse 15 in chapter 1 right now. Verse 15. Let's reread that.
1 and 15, correct?
Right.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And when many of Israel came unto them, Slakia, Mattathias also, and his sons came together.
Hold on. You're on verse 15?
My fault. But I already finished.
No. Read verse 15 again.
All right, come on. In the meanwhile...
No.
That's verse 15.
No, it's not. You're at First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 15.
Yeah, in the meanwhile...
Verse 15 starts out, and made themselves uncircumcised. Stay there.
In my book, it says...
No. You read it before. Find it. You read it before. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 15.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 15. And they made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves
to the heathen. They made themselves uncircumcised. That's what we're doing today when we join the heathen, when we try to be like them. We push ourselves away from the Lord. We become uncircumcised when we let our children go on boat trips with people that don't have their best interests at heart. And that is a very unfortunate and sad thing. And I pray that brothers and sisters look at this situation, as terrible as it is, and learn a lesson from it. I'm gonna play something, and I'm gonna go ahead and close us out. I want to show y'all how our self-esteem has gotten so low that we hate each other, and we'll use the body and the life of another black man to make ourselves feel like something that we see in a rap song or a movie, because of how low our self-esteem is. Bear with me for one moment. Let me see. Let me send it to the bear with me. Salakia. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. I may not be able to get it on the screen. If I can't, I'll just explain what's going on.
He said, "You want to see what I really bought, bro?"
Hold on 1 second. Salakia, y'all. All right, there we go. I don't know why it was giving me trouble.
I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" The nigga do this. He lift his shit up. He flash a gun. He like, "Yeah, I go goose glock." I said, "What's a goose glock?" I'm thinking that shit do some mythical shit to your body besides killing you. I didn't know what it. That's how I found out what a ghost gun was. It's an untraceable gun. If you get caught with it, you get hella years, bro. But they can't trace this one. So all you gotta do is not get caught. It's self-made, so it's illegal. But it's not traceable, bro. You don't even gotta scratch the thin. It's like a freshly tough gun. all you gotta do is get it warm. I'm planning on testing it out soon. So I'm like, what? Yeah, bro, I gotta test this shit out. Then I look at my phone, I start bapping. You know you got the SEPTA app, so I look right at my phone. I said, damn, bro, my shit 1 minute, jog with me. I try to change to Mind you, he not jogging, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep jogging. My butt's coming. That shit say 5 minutes. So Pete, where you going? I said to the bus. He start running full speed to catch up. So I'm like, all right, he just trying to get to the bus with me. It's like one more block, but it's a long ass block. He like, yeah, I'm about to come with you. Then he stop real quick, bro. Stop. He go to his knees like he breathing hard. And then he look at me and he say, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to run before I kill you. I said, what? He said, 1. I immediately just crossed the street. Fuck running straight. I immediately crossed the street.
Do you know why he has no problem turning somebody into a body to test his gun and make him feel good? It's because we don't value each other. That's why. We don't value each other in the way that we should, right? And we have to start coming together in a way that we realize that we are all we have and we're all we're ever going to have. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and
African American Heritage Festival. We're going to see what's all to this. If this really about the heritage of the African American or something else. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's to this. It's supposed to be about African American heritage, right? But already they creeping in everybody else and say, no room in our hearts for prejudice. So that means all are welcome here because we not prejudice. And then look at this right here. It went from African American heritage to Race Unity Day. Something to that, man. We gonna ask some of these questions out here and how people feel about it's supposed to be about African American heritage and why we can't just make it about us. Why we always gotta group or incorporate other races. Why this got to be a moniker? If this is about African Americans, why are we even talking about prejudice? Just saying. God damn.